With each new Pokemon game comes a new set of Pokemon, mechanics, and a region to discover, and Sword and Shield are no exception. The vibrant Galar region is a consistent delight to explore, incentivizing and rewarding different types of players in equal measure, and grandiose battles add an exciting dimension to the familiar gym formula for an engaging adventure beginning to end. But most notably, Sword and Shield cut down on the tedious and protracted elements bogging the series down in favor of amplifying what makes it great in the first place. This is the most balanced a Pokemon game has felt in a long time, and with that, Sword and Shield marked the best new generation of Pokemon games in years. The game wastes no time in getting you a starter Pokemon and off on your way to becoming the champion. You can reach the new Wild Area, an open expanse filled with all kinds of Pokemon of all levels, within an hour or so of starting your adventure. And the Wild Area is the show-stopping feature of this generation. Pokemon roam the fields and lakes, changing with the weather each day. It's all too easy to set out for one destination only to be distracted by a Pokemon you haven't caught yet, an item glittering on the ground in the distance, or even an evolved form of a Pokemon that you didn't realize you could catch in the wild. There's constantly something new to do or discover, and it's there to engage you right out of the gate. Random encounters are no more, and instead you see Pokemon roaming all of Galar, which helps make each area feel lively and distinct. But there are some Pokemon that remain hidden in the tall grass, denoted by an exclamation point. You have to run towards the rustling grass to actually initiate the fight, so you're never totally caught by surprise. Some Pokemon can only be found this way too. This further encourages you to fully explore each locale while making return trips painless, free of constant interruptions by wild Pokemon or stopping to use repels. For wild Pokemon, battles are true to the formula, but for big battles, Sword and Shield strip out Mega Evolution and Z-moves in favor of a new battle mechanic, Dynamaxing, which is sort of a combination of the two and can only be activated in certain locations. A Dynamaxed Pokemon grows to a massive size and is stronger overall, and its moves convert to superpowered ones based on type. It's much more bombastic than Mega Evolution or even Z-moves, but functionally it's simpler, and that's refreshing. After years of using both Mega Evolution and Z-moves in high-level battles, Dynamaxing is a welcome reset that also feels like a natural evolution of the increasingly high-octane battle mechanics of recent games. Any Pokemon can Dynamax too, you're just limited by location rather than an item or a specific Pokemon, so it's a more flexible way to battle that works for easygoing and competitive players alike. Dynamaxing is a fixture of the new Max raids, in which you and 3 other people or NPCs take on a giant Pokemon at certain locations in the wild area. Raid Pokemon can vary from run-of-the-mill, easy-to-catch Pokemon to ones that are incredibly hard to find in the wild, but regardless, the rewards are fantastic. Completing a raid, even if the Pokemon escapes and you fail to catch it, nets you tons of rare and important items. Plus, the Pokemon you get from raids are guaranteed to have some perfect stats, so even duplicate Pokemon are worth catching again. It's a great alternative to traditional competitive play after you've beaten the game, and while it does feed into competitive battling in both the item rewards and the caliber of Pokemon you're catching, it's satisfying just to overcome the challenge with friends. New Pokemon are fantastic too. Quite a few of them seem geared for competitive play with moves and abilities that inspire interesting strategies. But there are also the aesthetically inclined Pokemon like the incredibly goth Corviknight or the adorable electric corgi Yamper to inspire collectors. Throughout my journey, I was consistently delighted to discover each new Gen 8 Pokemon and the Galarian forms of older ones. The Pokedex also features a healthy mix of old Pokemon from each previous generation. There are certainly surprising omissions, but like with the new Pokemon, the list includes both fun Pokemon and competitive ones, plus an even spread of types. Sword and Shield might not have every Pokemon in existence, but what's here is balanced exquisitely for all types of players. And because there are items that give Pokemon experience points now, and because you can access your Pokemon boxes almost anywhere, you can easily change up your team on the fly without having to stop and grind just to get a new Pokemon caught up in level. I experimented with different Pokemon more during Shield's main story than I ever did in a previous Pokemon game, and it made me appreciate the Gen 8 Pokemon even more. Small but significant quality of life tweaks extend the competitive side of the game too, greatly reducing the remaining barriers to entry. There are now items that allow you to change a Pokemon's nature, which was the final missing piece in getting Pokemon battle ready without hours and hours of tedious breeding and soft resetting. In collecting, battling, and exploring, Sword and Shield cut out the bloat and focus on what makes these pillars of the Pokemon games so captivating in the first place. There's definitely a lot of challenge to be had, but you're not held back by overly complicated back-end systems or hoops to jump through. From the outset, you can start wandering the Galar region, seeing its new Pokemon, and trying out its new battle strategies with very little in your way. This leaves you free to enjoy what Pokemon is all about, and that makes for an incredibly strong showing for the main series debut on Switch.